speeding fines in France. And can you escape them? I wonder. So there you were. You were driving along as happy as a sandpiper. There ain't a car anywhere to be seen. Not even a pothole, no, because you're in France. Yeah? You're happy? I know. I'll give it a little bit of weddy. Yeah, there's no one about. There you go. You're in the bend and what have you, and all of a sudden you get flashed. Yeah, because that's what the speeding cameras are like here, you see. They creep up on you. Usually, at the bottom of a hill or just round a bend. Catch you out, you see. Because you haven't been, well, abiding by the local speed limits. Well, some would say that's your fault. And I would say it is. But you're going to say, oh, Brexit. Oh, that's great. I love Brexit. Because there's no more EU cross-border enforcement directive. No access to the DVLA for France. Or the EU's general. No. That would apply to all the EU member states, wouldn't it? Well, before they had to, send the old speeding fines before Brexit. By 100 days. But now, I don't know where to send them. Or do they? Well, that's what I want to try and explain in this video. There's so many caveats here. There really are. Well, you could get caught out if you don't pay your speeding fine. The problem is you might not even know you got one. That's the problem, you see. And, you might have a bit of a surprise. Yeah. Now, like I say, it's really easy to get caught here in France. So the likelihood is you might get caught again on your return. Now, let's say, for instance, you do get a speeding fine. Okay? You got this speeding fine, you don't know you got it. You didn't even see the camera flash or whatever. Or it might be one of them, mobile camera units. Or one of the ones on the highway, whatever, they don't flash. Maybe you've been driving with you looking at the old mobile phone or something like that, you see. Well, now with the AI cameras and all that, they can actually, they see exactly what you're up to. Well, let's say, for instance, you want to return to France. Well, here in France, you see, the fines are levied against the actual car owner, not the actual driver. In the UK, they're levied against the driver. Well, at least that's what they tell you online. That's not entirely true. Because I've had a friend of the family here driving my car, which they can because you insure and what have you, register the car and what have you. And basically, anyone can drive it, as third-party cover. And they got a speeding fine. Oh, well, actually, it got sent to me. So I went online, as you do, to pay your speeding fines, and there's a little box you can tick. And it says, were you driving the car? And you say, no, I wasn't driving the car. Then they want your copy of the person who was driving, their driving licence, etc. So you send it through, upload it, what have you, and then they get sent the fine. The problem for them is then they don't get the reduced rate. No. So what are the rates for the actual fines itself? Now, if you only go over by, say, up to 20 kilometres over, say, the actual speed limit, if it's a 50 kilometre speed limit and you just gone 5 kilometres over, well, the fine is €68. And if you pay it within a certain period of time, generally online, it will be €45. Or at least it was last time I had to do it. Yeah, it's really easy to get speeding fines here in France. In fact, I've never had a speeding fine in my life, and I've had about 6 since I've been in the EU. And I'll be kidding out, they get you like that. I tell you. Really do. And the problem, part of the problem is you don't even know. And sometimes even the speed limits aren't clear. You go, no, that can't be right. Well, if you're actually speeding, though, in an under 50, let's say if it's a reduced speed limit, for instance, outside of school or something like that, if you go over the speed limit there, the fine's at 135. So it's a 20 kilometre speed limit, and you've got over, say, you're driving at 25, and you get caught, well, you'll get a €135 fine. Now, where the fines get a little bit more expensive is, generally speaking, if you're driving 20 to 50 kilometres over the actual speed limit, if it's a 90 or it's a 50 or it's a 70, and you're driving, say, a few kilometres an hour over that, there'll be 135 as well. But if you exceed 50 kilometres an hour, so you're going over 50 kilometres an hour, so argument's sake, well then you're going to get a €1,500 fine. These escalate as well. The longer it takes for you to pay your fine, it'll just increase and increase and increase. There is a limit, there's a cap to it. But, now you're going to think to yourself, well, I'm going to pay it anyway. They don't know where I am, you see. No, until the next time you want to visit France. No. There's some caveats in this, you see. If you've visited France by car, you've got yourself a speeding fine. Obviously, you'd have to be in the car to do that. But the next time you visit France is not in that car, because they won't know who's driving it, you see. If you visit France via airline, via Ryanair, what have you, you'll probably be fine, because they don't know you were the driver of that car. They've got no way of finding out. But even then, there's a caveat. Let's say, for instance, you hired a car from Hertz, right? Now, some hire companies, they will hold on to, for a period of time, your deposit off your card. So they'll put a charge on your card to cover fines and stuff like that as well. But usually they'll do what I've done in the past, where they'll tick the box and provide, because obviously you've handed all your details over, haven't you, to your hire firm. They know what where you live and all that sort of stuff. They know what your drive numbers are and all that sort of stuff, you see. So then they'll hand that all over to the actual, to the authorities. So then you'll be sent a fine. You say, well, I'm going to pay that. You got your fine coming through the post. It's probably 6 months later, and you got your fine. It might be 3 months, 6 months, whatever it might be. And say, we want this money from you. Now it's this amount. Okay. You can say, sod ya, I'm not paying that. But you should. You should. Not just because of morals, because you're speeding and stuff like that, but because they've got your address, they know who you are, and if you come in by Ryanair or any airline, you could get stopped at the border. Also, returning, even if it's in a different car, coming in via ferry, but it's a different ferry, different car, what have you, so they haven't got registration, it's a different registration number, it don't matter. They'll know who you are. The likelihood is you're going to get stopped again. And you'll be made to pay those fines on the spot, or you won't be getting in. That's pretty much how it works, you see. Sorry. And the reason why they're getting hot on it here is not just because of Brexit. Oh, they're trying to punish us because of Brexit. Oh, they don't like Brexit. They're punishing us. They're mean, they are, in France. They resent us now because of Brexit. Just want my Brexit. That's all I wanted. Well, you got your Brexit, and now this is what you have to put up with. Because the fact of the matter is, skipping fines in France is costing the French exchequer 60 million a year in fines that they can't collect. So obviously not very happy about that. Obviously that's causing problems regarding recognition of driving licences and stuff like that. Lucky they've got over that one now. But so the other problem, right, there's another one. Let's say, for instance, you're hiring a car, different registration number. They haven't necessarily got your details, or you brought a different car in. They haven't got your details. Right, and you get stopped by the gendarmes again. You're going to be handing all your details over and stuff like that, and you're driving this car that happens to be registered and stuff, but they know you are, and they're going to take you to the cash point, possibly, because I've heard this story before. I can't collaborate that, but I haven't seen it myself, but I've been told that's what happens. By some gendarmes will take you to the cash point if it's local, if you haven't got the money. Or they're probably, I imagine this day and age they've got mobile cash point cards, little machines. Put your card in. Not those sort of machines. No, you put old-fashioned ones. No, they're more modern ones. It's all mobile now, aren't they? So the likelihood is you'll get caught out and you have to pay the fines. So you don't want to get stopped, do you, from entering not just France, but the EU. And why is that? It's because in the EU, cross-border enforcement directive, it's still valid here. So if you want to return to, say, to the EU via Spain or anywhere else, you can still get caught. There's already been people... I just had it in my hand. But there's already been people who have been caught. I might do another video on that, actually. There's some case studies. So I just want to make you aware of it, really. So my advice to you is just, if you get a fine and you know you got a fine, If you don't know you got a fine, well then obviously there's not a lot you can do about it. But if you know you got a fine, don't ignore it. You know, I know it's not always easy because there's a lot of money. Not everyone can afford the fine, but you know, end of the day, you were speeding and you abide by the laws of the land that you're driving in, don't you? I'm sure you'd be expecting a French citizen driving in the UK to pay their fines. Abide by your laws. Don't expect us here in France to accept any different. Basically. Sorry. I know I'm a Brit and what have you, living in France, but you know, I abide by the rules and that, and I jump through hoops, so why the hell shouldn't you? So there you go. Anyway. Have you been caught? Leave it in the comments down below. But also, you know, any stories that you got regarding that sort of thing, I'll be very, very interested in. So I can sort of collaborate what I'm trying to express to people. Just don't take the risk. Don't. And the French especially are strict. There isn't no grey area. No. There isn't no talking your way out of it. No. I'll just give you the fines there and then. Or make you pay there and then, on the spot. Or you ain't going anywhere. No. Like I say, leave it in the comments down below. If you've got a sports channel, you can do it on Patreon or buy us a coffee. And this is part of my series of videos I'm doing to try to explain some of the risks of not abiding by the rules in the country that you are travelling to. And other hoops you've got to jump through. So things like pet passports and stuff like that, which I've already uploaded videos about. And I'll be adding to this series. And it's also being added into my podcast as well. Anyway, you tell me, please, leave it in the comments down below. And if you can't contribute, what have you, to the channel, what have you, why don't you just boot the old like button? It helps the channel. You know, it does. So, I'm going to say ta-ta, you know. So, ta-ta. Oh dear, what a mess.